Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 2 of Sundara Kanda. In the previous chapter, we saw Hanuman took out launching his expedition by flying himself towards Lanka, and on the way he faced three obstacles. The first obstacle being a very friendly one, with Mainaka the mountain extending his hospitality for Hanuman to take the rest for a while. Whereas Hanuman, who is on a journey and never stopping journey towards Lanka, and it was already late in the evening, he accepted the hospitality extended by him but refused to stay there for a while, and then, after touching the mountain, he just flew away further. The second one was by the Nagamata, the mother of serpent Surasa, who had opened her mouth wide and told him that she has a blessing by Brahma that any animal flying in that direction should enter into her mouth. And then Hanuman went on widening his body, and Surasa also widening her mouth. And then Hanuman changed his shape to a small size of the thumb, and then into her body and came entered into her mouth and came out, thereby passing his intellectual test, showing his intelligence and capabilities. The third is a real obstacle by the demon Simhika, who tried to devour him by pulling his shadow, and she tried to swallow him. And initially, Hanuman increased his body size, and Simhika also increased her mouth size. And then Hanuman dived directly into her mouth, and from inside her mouth, he he had he had cut off her body at the very sensitive points with his nails and fingers, and then he came out through the part of her body, thereby killing her. Having crossed the unconquerable sea, that mighty monkey, standing on the summit of Trikuta mountain, surveyed Lanka, and that ape, endowed with great prowess, was covered by a shower of blossom that fell from trees on every side. Nor did that fortunate monkey, who had just traversed many hundreds of miles of sea without pausing for breath, experience any fatigue. I am able to journey. That is how exactly Hanuman exclaimed himself. I am able to journey many hundreds of miles. That then is this ocean measuring 400 miles only. I mean, this 400 miles is nothing for Hanuman, where he is capable of crossing even thousands of miles. Thus thinking that foremost of monkeys, endowed with great energy, turned quickly towards Lanka, having crossed that mighty ocean, and he passed between green fields and dense thickets fragrant with scent of honey, and traversed the mountainous district covered with trees and blossoming woods. Stationing himself there, the son of the wind god beheld forests and groves, and Lanka itself perched on the summit of the mountain. Sarala, Karnikara, Karjura trees in full flower with the balmy Priyala, Muchulinda, Kutaja, Ketaka, and Priyangu trees heavy with scent. Nipa, Saptachada, Asana, Kovidara, and Karavira trees laden with buds and flowers, whose thrush, waving in the wind, bounded with birds, was seen by him, and ponds filled with swans and waterfowl, and carpeted with white and blue lotuses, flower gardens with ornamental fountains, and marvelous plants, peaked with every kind of trees, which yielded fruit and flowers in every season. Drawing nearer to Lanka, which was protected by Ravana, surrounded by most embellished with blue and white lotuses, auspicious Hanuman noted that a strong guard had been placed round it since Sita's objection, and demons with formidable bows ranged it on every side, and that great and marvelous city was encircled by a golden wall, its buildings as high as mountains, resembling autumnal clouds. The main highways were lined with tall white buildings with hundreds of turrets decorated with flying pennants and banners, most wonderful with its golden archways festooned with climbing plants. The city of Lanka appeared to Hanuman to be like the city of gods, built on the summit of a mountain with its places of dazzling white. It resembled an aerial city constructed by Vishwakarma and ruled by the Lord of the Titans himself. It seemed to that Hanuman to be suspended in the sky with its ramparts as the thighs, the stretches of waters and boots, the raiment, shatagnis and spears, the hair, the terraces, the diadem. Lanka resembled a woman, a creation of Vishwakarma's thought. Reaching the northern gate resembling Mount Kailasa, which seemed to cleave the skies and support the firmament with its splendid lofty towers, and observing that city thronged with ferocious titans like a cavern full of venomous snakes, protected by the ocean, and recollecting the terrible adversary Ravana, the monkey Hanuman reflected, even should the mighty armed Raghava succeed in reaching this dread and impregnable city protected by Ravana, what could he do? Because it is so well protected. It is not possible to enter into negotiations with these demons, nor could one win them over by bribes because they are already rich, nor succeed in sowing dissension among them because they are already filled with so much of ego, nor overcome them in fight because of their incredible strength and protection in their homeland. Among the monkeys, only four have power to reach this place: Wali's son Angada, Neela the commander, and the sagacious Sugriva and I. But first, let me ascertain if Vaidehi still lives or not. After seeing Janaka's daughter, I shall consider these matters further. Then that elephant among monkeys, stationed on the summit of the mountain, bethought himself how he could discover Sita, the delight of Rama. In this shape, I shall not be able to enter the city guarded by valiant and ferocious demons, nor outwit those warriors full of courage, energy, and prowess. In order to find Janaki, I must enter the city by night at a favorable moment in a form which will not attract attention, so that I may carry through this great enterprise. Beholding that city inaccessible even to the gods and asuras, Hanuman, sighing deeply, reflected within himself, how can I succeed in finding Maithili, the daughter of Janaka, without being discovered by the perfidious Ravana, lord of the demons? How may the work of Rama, who is cognizant of the self, not be brought to nothing? How may I see the daughter of Janaka alone and in secret? Undertakings fail in face of hindrances raised by time and place, or through the fault of an incompetent messenger. As darkness is dispelled by the rising sun, when it concerns that which should be undertaken or avoided, best laid plans may come to nothing through the heedlessness of a messenger, nor do they appear in all their splendor. Presumptuous messenger may spoil all of them. How shall I act so that there shall be no incompetence on my part? How may my crossing of the ocean bear fruit? If I am discovered by the demons, the project which the sagacious Rama has formed, who desires the destruction of Ravana, will miscarry. Even if I assume the form of a demon, I cannot remain here long without being discovered by them. How much less in some other shape? Even the wind is not able to circulate here unrecognized. I deem nothing escapes the vigilance of these formidable titans. If I remain here in my native form, I shall be courting disaster, and the purpose of my master will be frustrated. Therefore, reducing my size, I shall enter Lanka as a monkey in order to carry through Rama's design. Entering this inaccessible city by night, I shall penetrate into every dwelling in order to find Janaka's daughter. Because if he took the shape of an ordinary monkey of the same size, same as that of a regular monkey, nobody can recognize him to be some stranger entering into the city because there may already be some monkeys of that similar size and shape. Having thus resolved, Hanuman, eager to find Vaidehi, waited for the sun to set. When the day's orb had sunk behind the Asta mountain, the mountain, where the sun sets, Maruti reduced his body to the size of a cat, extraordinary to behold, and in the dusk, the mighty Hanuman springing up entered that marvelous city. Maruti reduced his body to the size of a cat, extraordinary to behold, and in the dusk the mighty Hanuman springing up entered that marvelous city, traversed by wide streets with rows of houses adorned with golden pillars and balconies, which lent it appearance of the city of Gandharvas. Then he beheld that capital containing 7 and 8 storied buildings with marble floors inlaid with golden mosaic and golden archways, lending it a great brilliance, and seeing the unimaginable splendor of Lanka, in his eagerness to find Vaidehi, he experienced both sadness and delight with its garlands of palaces rivaling each other in whiteness and arches interlaced with gold of white great price, that magnificent city protected by Ravana was encircled by intrepid warriors of great prowess. The moon at its full with its flocks of stars seemed to be ministering to Hanuman, and with its myriad rays filled the worlds with its flight. Then that hero among monkeys gazed on the moon shining like a conch shell, white as milk, or a lotus stack that floating all luminous in space resembled a swan swimming in a lake. Thus ended chapter 2 of Sundara Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmira Puramasini Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Dananchate Hime. Goodbye.